Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my 2014 NFL Draft Team Needs Analysis, and this video is for the Baltimore Ravens, who coming off their Super Bowl year in 2012. In 2013, they finished 8-8, just on the outside looking in at that second wild card spot in the AFC. And this was thought to be a little bit of a transition year for the Ravens as they welcomed a lot of new players and also young new players into their core. And the thinking is to develop these guys over the next couple years. And there's still some positions though that will be areas of weakness heading into the offseason for the Ravens in my mind. And one of those is offensive tackle. Now, they traded for Eugene Monroe this year. He's a free agent. They're expected to re-sign him. The other tackle spot has been occupied now for several years by Michael Orr. All right. Orr had a disappointing season this year. He is also a free agent. I think the expectation is they don't retain him. And if they don't retain him as expected via free agency, that opens up a hole, okay, at that right tackle spot. And I think that might be a spot you see Ozzie Newsome explore in this draft. Now, Newsome is notorious for drafting the best available player, a strategy you can't argue with because this team consistently is a talented team that's right in the playoff mix. But an offensive tackle, again, at the right tackle spot specifically, definitely a need for this team if they do indeed, as expected, let Michael Orr walk via free agency. Staying on the offensive side of the ball, I think wide receiver is a huge need for this team. To put it bluntly, they didn't replace Anquan Bolden. They didn't even come close. And Torrey Smith is a very nice player, but he can't do it all himself. He's not that kind of receiver. There's not many guys who can outside of Calvin Johnson maybe. So getting a wide receiver, a playmaker, a steady guy, like an Anquan Bolden mold, a guy to run the underneath routes, to run the tough routes, to go over the middle, do things like that. So Torrey Smith can really gash people deep, which is what, let's face it, what he's really good at. So I think wide receiver, if a good wide receiver is available there in the first round, I know Newsome always goes after best available player, but that would be hard for the Ravens to pass up because it was a glaring need of theirs. If they can add a wide receiver, get Pitta back here off injury, who's also a free agent, and then obviously have Torrey Smith in the fold, I think you can see this offense get a lot better here in 2014. And then as far as some other needs, I think a big need for them is also in the secondary. They struggled very much this year in pass protection at both the safety spot and the cornerback spot. But I think the cornerback spot may be more of an area of concern for them, again, particularly in coverage. So if it's not a first-round pick, I think one of these rounds 2 to 4 picks should be focused on getting some depth in that coverage scheme at that cornerback position. And in this day and age in the NFL, it's not even good enough in my mind to have just 2 good corners. I think you need at least 3 because of all the 3 wide receiver sets minimum that teams are playing these days. But those are the needs as I see them for the Ravens. Again, those needs being offensive tackle, wide receiver, and some cover guys in the secondary. Guys, let me know what you think, how you assess the Ravens' needs heading into the draft. Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter as well. Guys, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'm doing these needs analysis videos for all 32 teams, getting into my playoff coverage as well, and covering the whole offseason here on my YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks for listening. Have a great night.